Many agents and brokers have a fear of intellectual property coverages. Not Garrett Koehn of Crump Insurance Services. In this interview, Koehn reviews some of the basics of the complicated area of patent insurance. Koehn stresses that in this world where IP assets are everywhere, it's important for agents and brokers to overcome their fear.
When we started trying to do patent insurance, I remember one time I was speaking at this Silicon Valley law firm, and I said, well, the way we try to underwrite it is the more patents you have, the more expensive it is, which to an insurance guy kind of made sense. And there were maybe like 100 people in the room, 100 lawyers, and I saw about 60 hands go up right when I said that. And I remember thinking, okay, something's wrong in our underwriting logic. And so unlike traditional insurance products where, think property, you have a building, what's the building worth, and then you insure it. And patent, to analyze it, you actually don't analyze the patent itself, you analyze the world that it exists in. And so you have to look at everybody else that has patents in that space and who might infringe upon you, or who are you infringing upon, and beyond that, are you infringing on or potentially infringing on a small player, or is it big guys? Is it Microsoft? Is it IBM? And so when you look at the patent space, it's not like, you say, there's 5 patents, therefore the quote is 5X. If you've got 5 patents and there's nobody around you, it's fine. If you've got 1 patent and you've got these really big competitors around you, then that's a problem. So the underwriting is more complicated, and we're getting better at it as technology improves. So we can get more efficient now at analyzing the space that surrounds patents and what's in that environment. There are a few good markets at it. There's some others talking about entering right now. Samian and IPISC have been at it for a while. So it's definitely not an efficient space. The products are entirely different. There are a couple others that are entering right now, but it's as an insurance professional, I've got a passion in looking to try to figure out how do we do a better job for our clients of ensuring that interest. It's a huge chunk of assets, potentially. And brokers are uncomfortable getting in front of a client and bringing something up that they might not be able to fully explain or have the right answers to. So what we're really talking about there is the fear of brokers. We were hoping, and I'm still hoping, to kind of educate brokers enough so that when submissions come into us, when brokers talk to us, they come in and they say, hey, this client needs trademark insurance, or they need, they've got a copyright issue, they do a lot of software. What we want to start getting away from is brokers that say, hey, we need IP insurance, we need intellectual property insurance. Because then we say, what do you need? Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need patents? Do you need, what's that mean? And so, we were hoping to dispel and start educating the brokerage community a bit more on the nuances to intellectual property, because it's all sort of insurable now in some ways, but you do need to get a bit educated on it. A traditional property and casualty broker that's worrying about the buildings and work comp and all of these other issues, I appreciate that they're not going to become an expert, but the industry as a whole can just get a little bit better, and we could keep improving. In the patent space, 4 would be my stretch number of how many markets there are. The exception to that is for representations and warranties insurance. Like during a transaction, at times you can do a policy that just ties to the transaction. But so putting that aside, today quoting, there are kind of 2 or 3 markets, and then there's a 4th one that's sort of coming online right now. The policy forms are different. The process is different. It's a very inefficient space and somewhat complex. So that said, the problem issue I described before of this universe of, how do you underwrite everything that's out there that you might possibly infringe on? Technology's improving the ability to look at that space. So what we can look at now to help underwrite patent, we couldn't look at, 5-6 years ago. It was a longer process. So it continues to improve.